Hi everybody, Bonnie Mama Nature Russell here, and today we're going to make a quick and easy minestrone soup. This is full of amazing vegetables and some ground beef, lots of simple things that you probably have on hand lurking around in your cabinets at home. This is going to be one of those warm the belly, feel good meals that you'll want to make over and over again. And I'm going to be filling this video with all kinds of tips and tricks, so you're definitely going to want to watch the whole thing. Mama Nature here. We're going to start by frizzling the beef in a pan, but I just wanted to show you real quick. What I'll do is when I go to the supermarket, I get the big package of the 85-15 fat content ground beef, and I'll take and put it into small packages in plastic bags like this. The reason I do that is because I can flatten it out inside the bag, and then I just stack these bags inside of my freezer. When I'm ready to make something, like this soup was a last minute idea. I just grabbed this frozen out of the refrigerator and I put it into a dish pan full of warm water, and it was thawed and ready to go in minutes. Okay, let's go put it in the pan. All right, I just put my pan on a medium flame, and this is a good sized Dutch oven. You want something nice and deep and heavy. Stainless steel, always stainless steel. And we're just going to take and put our meat right in the pan and get that frizzled up. Now I know a lot of you know that I grew up in New Jersey, and when I moved to Pennsylvania, that's where I learned the term frizzled. I had never heard that before, but basically it just means to ground, or rather brown, your meat in the pan. So that's what we're doing. We're just going to toss it around, bust it up into little bits until it's all cooked through. And there you go. Through the magic of Hollywood, we have browned beef. Now our next step is just to deglaze the pan with some beef broth. I've got about a cup here, and I'm sure I'll add more as the soup comes closer to being finished. I'm just going to toss it around, let that warm all the way through. And if you're using raw vegetables like carrots or potatoes or anything like that that you're going to add in here that's raw, you're going to put that in now. So in a good minestrone soup, the star of our show is the vegetables. So you want to get nice flavorful onions. I love the yellow onion, a sweet onion, or a Vidalia onion. They're all pretty much the same. At least by me they are. And I peel off that last layer. For the soup, we're going to chop it into bigger chunks. So it's not necessarily a tiny dice. So you can see what I've done here. And I'm going to show you just how easy it is to do. So the onion is halved and peeled, and I'm just going to do 1/2-inch slices across the girth, so you can see that this is where the rings are. Now I'm just going to come in with my knife like this, and make sure your knife is very sharp. Makes all the difference in the world. And come in just like this. All right. That's it, boys and girls. We've got a nice diced onion. The recipe calls for 2, so I'm going to do it again. So here are my diced onions and my diced celery, and I also put in the diced garlic, so that's all in one pan. I'm going to put that in the pot right now first, but before I do, I want to add my seasonings. When you add your seasonings this way, you don't wind up getting the steam inside of your containers and winding up with just a sticky mess where the lids don't fit anymore and everything's just crunchy. Here too, salt and pepper, right here. Super simple. And you know, this isn't measured. This is actually measured with love. Canned vegetables, I've got some French cut green beans that I actually ran my knife through so that I didn't have big long ones. And then I've got a can of mixed vegetables because I want the carrots and peas and corn. It just gives it another dimension, another flavor. And then a can of garbanzo beans, chickpeas. You want to rinse those because for whatever reason when they're in the can they tend to just become gel-like, and we don't want that in our soup. So I'm going to let the onions and celery with the garlic just cook down a little bit in the pot, maybe 20 minutes or so. And then I'll go ahead and add the canned veggies. All right, while I'm waiting for those onions to cook down and tenderize, I'm going to go ahead and add my tomatoes because I really would like for the flavor of tomatoes to permeate the meat early on. So in the recipe you'll see that it asks for a cup of tomato sauce, and I always have a pot of tomato gravy in my refrigerator. So I'm just going to take a few spoonfuls of this, and that's going to be, again, measured with love. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a can of fire roasted tomatoes. That way they'll all simmer down together and marry, and we'll get all those deep, delicious flavors. Oh boy, that smells so good already. Nani would be so proud. Now my onions and garlic and celery are nice and tender. Everything's bubbling away real good. So I'm going to go ahead and add my canned veggies and garbanzo beans. That all goes right in the pot. Give it a stir. And then I'm going to add about a cup of ditalini pasta. Now the ditalini pasta is just these little, they look like they were probably long tubes just cut into little sections. I'm going to go ahead and add probably a little bit more than a cup of those right into the pot. Now I'm going to give that a stir. And because that pasta and the beans are going to be absorbing a lot of the moisture that's in the pot, this looks a whole lot more like a stew than a soup. I'm going to add some more of that beef stock. So as you can see, everything is submerged. There's plenty of liquid, but it's still a nice, thick, hearty soup. We're going to give that about 20 minutes. We want to let the ditalini pasta absorb some of that juice. And then we're going to try it. Oh boy, I can't wait. So there you go, kids. You can see the pasta is nice and soft. The vegetables are translucent. Everything is just perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and taste it for you. All right, look at that. Hot, steaming goodness. I wish you could smell this. I so wish you could smell this. Oh my gosh. Just like Nani made. She would be so proud. Oh yeah, it's very hot though. Oh, it's delicious. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click subscribe. In the meantime, you can make yourself well. And until I see you again, mwah, Mama loves you. Bye now.